What's cracking, everybody? XehrFelrose here, bringing you some Pokemon Go Battle League content. In today's video, we're taking a look at a fun shoutcast in the Great League featuring the almighty broom itself, Greninja, on its sweeping rampage here from these battles sent in by trainer CoolWixie. Thank you, trainer, for sending in the battles. If you'd like to send in battles to the channel for shoutcasting, there's a Google form in the description. You can fill out and send in the battles that way. Just so you all know, before we get into the games here, these were done at about the rank 16, 18 range, so just so you know, they're not like super high competitive elo games, but you know what? This trainer had a good run with the team. They wanted to share the battles, and they had a lot of fun doing it. So I respect it, and I hope you do too. Let's get into these games here and see how CoolWixie handles this team here in the Great League, starting off with this match with Talon Flame and a Skarmory, a really nice lead, and here comes a Clodsire, and Clodsire having access to Stone Edge, but wait a minute. This is only 6 Poison Stings. That's only a Sludge Bomb. We're choosing to shield up the Talon Flame here and then maybe go for one more Incinerate. They wanted to swap in the Greninja, but the game was like, nah, fam. So we're going for another move here. Greninja being very squishy, usually dictates the shields. The opponent goes for another Sludge Bomb. The Greninja going for 3 more. Tried to go for the Hydro Cannon, but that Clodsire gets to another move in time, but it's only a Sludge Bomb. Greninja is going to live this. Goes for one more Water Shuriken. Look at all the energy on this thing, dude. Oh my goodness. I got the button ready this time, ladies and gentlemen. That Hydro Cannon is going to take out the Clodsire, and in comes the Skarmory to meet its absolute demise, or it's going to have to put up the shields in order to not go down. I guess, doesn't quite two-shot, but that's fine, because you have Registeel and Talon Flame. You really don't need the shields for either of those in this particular matchup, especially if you bring in the Registeel. It's going to come down to what the opponent's going to have in the back. They got a lot of energy here on the Talon Flame. Registeel maybe comes in, starts getting head on energy. We go for the lock-on down, but the opponent swaps in to a non-Shadow Gligar. This is okay for Registeel here, as it does take the opponent 2 digs to knock out or even come close to knocking out. So the Zap Cannon's not going to do a lot either, though, as both moves are resisted on the Registeel. But we see a swap into the Talon Flame, and Talon Flame's going to look to get these moves off. This is where the shield's going to go, and honestly, I don't mind this play because your Registeel is so healthy that you could still feasibly get to the Zap Cannon. You're forcing the opponent to throw Aerial Ace here instead of Dig. And this damage from these Flame Charges plus these Incinerates, they're putting this thing down in a range where that Zap Cannon's going to knock out. The opponent's in a tough spot here. Aerial Ace not going to cut it. They might be able to get a farm down on the Talon Flame, but look how low it is. You can lock on down with the Registeel. Oh, man. Registeel just coming in with that 1 damage per move lock-ons, taking a dig, but like I said, they're going to need 2. In comes the Skarmory to feed the Registeel, and the opponent knows it's over. That's a good game. All right, getting to the next game. We got to... Oh, dude, not an Iseral. Oh, that's the worst thing, but we got to get into the Greninja. We're safe swapping into the Greninja here, which I like because the Registeel is technically the hard answer, and if you swap in your only hard answer when you're core broken like this, there's a chance that the opponent just hard counters that Registeel, and then the game is pretty much over. So, I don't mind coming in with Greninja here because Greninja actually does surprisingly well into this matchup in with shields up because of the fact that these Hydro Cannons come out so hard and so fast. Night Slash not going to get a shield. This Iseral knows it doesn't need to shield anything, but now the next Hydro Cannon's coming out. I think in this matchup, you probably just want to go straight Hydro Cannon, at least until you land the second one, and now you could start going for the Night Slashes. But the opponent going to go for a charge move here. The Iseral on the opponent's side is low enough. Play Rough is going to knock out the Greninja, and it comes Registeel to start getting that farm down. The opponent has... Oh, dude, I'm quitting now. Like, that's it. The game is over for me. The opponent has a Nidoqueen in the back. I'm sure it has Stone Edge too, right? My goodness. No, it's just got Poison Fang, I believe. Yeah, Poison Fang, and we're going to go for this Flame Charge. This is my first time seeing these games. I always do my shoutcasts. This is the first time I ever look at the games is when I do the shoutcast. So, this is my raw reaction, and the fact that I was expecting Stone Edge there just shows how much this game has caused me pain. So the Poison Fang is going to get the final shield here. Registeel's hoping it can sweep. Maybe the opponent's weak to it in the back, but they're saving a shield. In comes the Iseral. 1 Incinerate ticks off, and the opponent comes in with their own Registeel. And unfortunately, because their Registeel is up a shield, this game is pretty much over. But this Minty Trash Can of Doom is going to do its best to try and make this game winnable. Now, if it were me, I think I might have gone for Zap Cannon there, because I think regardless, you need 2 moves to knock out, and just hoping for that attack debuff, which I don't think that was going to happen anyway. Realistically speaking, I don't think it makes a difference here, because the opponent also just needs 2 moves. But Okay, they saved the shield for the Azumarill. That is the riskiest play. Trainer, all you had to do was shield and knock out. Okay, well, they had an Ice Beam, so I guess that's fine, right? Good game. Oh, into the next one. Talon Flame into Altaria, core broken yet again, going straight into the safe swap Greninja. We're going to try to make use of it. Now, Greninja is normally not something you want to safe swap in a situation at all, but when you have Registeel in the back and that's your only hard answer to the opponent's Pokemon, I can see why we'd want to do it. Talon Flame has the ability here to maybe get a farm down and get some energy going on here. So I like this fact that we get the shield with this move here. Talon Flame is going to come back in. We are hoping that Registeel can sweep this team. We're going to go for a shield here on the potential Shadow Ball. Opponent going to bait with a Night Slash. Grow up, trainer! Just throw it! Just throw it. This should just be a Night Slash, but CoolWixie doesn't want to leave anything to chance here. Maybe they lost track of the energy, wasn't sure the counts for the Shadow Ball, but now we're going to be able to get the full farm down here, and even though they're up a shield, the opponent is not going to have a good time dealing with all this energy, and if they're weak to Registeel in the back, they don't have anywhere to go with this Altaria. Fly is going to get the shield. The opponent risking it all in case it was a Brave Bird, but the one Incinerate, unfortunately, is going to get this opponent to the Dragon Pulse, which is going to knock out the opponent, or he's going to knock out the Talon Flame, but the opponent running ABA Flyer, there's a Skarmory in the back, and now everything is looking up. This is also an Air Slash Skarmory, but even if it was running Steel Wing, it would not matter. That Zap Cannon is going to do a ton of damage, get the debuff, and now we're going to be able to farm down with the Registeel and get the Zap Cannon off early against the opponents. Altaria, Registeel tanking this move like a champ, some frame drops, some trainer must be on Android. My goodness, those frame drops are awful, dude. My goodness, I hope they fix that soon. It's been awful this season. Climbing has been awful, and playing has been awful, and they need to fix it, man. But honestly, we get to the Zap Cannon. Wait. Now, the opponent showed Dragon Pulse. Is the Dragon Pulse going to be enough at this range? Absolutely not. Dragon Pulse is a terrible move. Registeel hanging on because it loves its trainer that much to go for the Zap Cannon, and just for this one, we're going to hit the button. Good game, well played. Getting into the next game, we got Talon Flame on the lead versus Alolan Ninetales. We like clapping Ninetales all day. It's got Powder Snow, though, so I can at least respect it a little bit. The opponent safe swaps in a Whiscash here, and even though Whiscash is pretty spammy, 2 Hydro Cannons will be enough, whereas Greninja can live a Mud Bomb amongst all of these Mud Shots. So going for one and then the move, Trainer's displaying some pretty good timing here, and you know, aside from the overtaps, we've seen a couple of overtaps so far, which I've kind of neglected to mention. They've been doing pretty well in the timing, considering the, you know, the rank 16 to 18, which is, you know, it's a for fun range. Let's be honest, and that's all that matters. We're having fun here. We're not looking to, you know, criticize timing, because that's not what I want to do today. So in comes the opponents. Alolan Ninetales. Now the thing is this Alolan Ninetales is on Powder Snow, which means that you can get to a move because you're resisting all this fast move damage, and the opponent is at risk of letting another move go there, trying to farm down. They charge attack priority, tie this Greninja, and absolutely no way they win. Hydro Cannon getting the second shield. The opponent all shields down, and the rest of this team manhandles Alolan Ninetales. Let's see what Wixie wants to do here. Probably going to come in. No, comes in with the Registeel to start getting ahead on the energy here. I probably would have expected the Talon Flame to come in just because it's able to do that super effective damage. But maybe they're expecting that something in the back may also be weak to the Talon Flame here. Doesn't matter. The opponent's just flopping off Weather Balls. Flopping, that's a new word. We're flopping off Weather Balls today. Flopping off the Weather Balls with all their might, going for the Zap Cannon here. The opponent not swapping out. Whatever's in the back must be weak to the Registeel. Going for a great to get that farm down. The opponent's got a Poliwrath, and in comes the Talon Flame. The opponent's Poliwrath is not going to be able to get to a move in time unless you let it happen. Oh no! Was that? Oh, throwing the Flyer right away there would have been the way to go, but thankfully the opponent goes for the Scald, and that's a shield. If it were me, they would have Icy Winded, or does Poliwrath have Bubble Beam? They would have Bubble Beam. No, I think it has Power Up Punch, though. Going for the Fly! And then the Incinerate down would have taken it. Good game. Next game, we got some Spice on the lead. We got an Oranguru. Now we're going to go into the Greninja immediately. And Greninja's in a very good spot here as it's able to swap, take double resisted damage from these confusions, and go for the Night Slash. The opponent hasn't even swapped out yet and doesn't appear to look to want to. Now, if this Oranguru has Trailblaze, this could be a problem. Now we're going to respect the Trailblaze. The opponent goes for the foul play, knowing that they probably don't. Trainer, did you come in with a Gligar? No! Are they triple weak to this? Are they triple weak? Bro, farm down, farm it down, farm it down. No, please, you shield this because it's even though it's an Aerial Ace, you shield it. Their whole team was weak to Greninja. Please sweep. Night Slash on the Gligar. Trainer's got a Turtonator. Fantasy Cup has come into the Great League. Turtonator is gonna get absolutely slapped by these Greninja moves, man. Oh my goodness, going for it. Now, unfortunately, the opponent still has, I believe, a shield or 2 remaining, as they haven't spent any yet, so they're hoping that Turtonator can win this game for him, but unfortunately not gonna be able to get to another move here. Talon Flame's gonna come in, and you can eat a move here, no problem. And you also outpace the Turtonator as well. The opponent comes in with the Oranguru, and Registeel comes in to respond here, and you're going to resist every confusion that's being thrown here, and the foul play is not going to do that much damage. The opponent going for a charge move, probably the foul play for that neutral damage, but it's not doing much. I think we just farm all the way down here and make that Turtonator very, very sad. Turtonator's going to come back in. No, never mind. They're not coming with anything because they decide to concede. That's a good game. Well played. Getting into the next game. We're having fun with this one. Sand Slash, say less. Talon Flame on the lead destroys this thing. In comes Jellicent, and here comes Greninja to make the Jellicent's life absolutely miserable. Jellicent doesn't have anything it can throw at this Greninja that's worth any damage. Bubble, ha, ha. Trainer, grow up. Don't run Bubble Beam. It's bad. Just run Surf. God, Bubble Beam makes my soul hurt, dude. Why do people still insist on running Bubble Beam in this game? Why? It's literally just there to aggravate people. Stop it. Shield. You're shielding the oh. Trainer, the shield is not going to help you. Bubble Beam is not going to help you. I hope this Greninja boosts. I hope it boosts right now. It's another Bubble Beam. Make CoolWixie out here making absolutely optimal shield calls here. Not giving a absolute heck about... It comes to Talon Flame. We're going to roast this poor Sand Slash into the ground. We're going to use a shield here just in case to keep the Talon Flame healthy, as the opponent could be weak to it. They're trying to bait it back out, but it's not going to work. The opponent has a Jellicent, but it doesn't matter because the Jellicent's low. There's no Bubble Beam that can save you this time, buddy. Fly's going to take out the Jellicent, and the opponent has their own Talon Flame in the back. And now we see why they came in. No, I guess we don't see why they came in with it. We came in with the Alolan Sand Slash because that Greninja was absolutely about to just go off. Now, the opponent going for a move. They win charge attack priority, having a slightly attack-weighted Talon Flame helps in the try to go for the fly. Come on, you're going for the fly. Don't go for the flame charge here. We're going for the fly because we know better. Fly's gonna get the shield, and in comes Reginald Steele here. The minty trash can of doom. To try to get a move off or absorb this energy. Is a flame charge gonna do it? It's boosted. The flame charge is almost enough, but this Talon Flame's Incinerate doesn't register in time, or the Registeel hangs on with 1 HP, and Focus Blast is resisted, but it's gonna be enough to take out the Talon Flame, and this game is over, and the opponent has apparently quit their app out of frustration because their Talon Flame couldn't beat a Registeel. Good game. Into the next game we go. We've got Quagsire, another not-so-great lead here. We're going to see the Greninja come straight in the opponent, going for what looks to be a Mud Bomb here, possibly. And Greninja's going to go ahead and shield, respect that Shadow Mud Bomb damage, going for the Night Slash, hoping the opponent also respects this Hydro Cannon damage. But they're very close to a second move. The opponent shields. Do we get a boost? Where are my boosts, man? I need boosts. It's a Greninja video. I need boosts, man. Hydro Cannon, gonna do almost the entire HP bar. Do we want to respect this damage again? Yes, because the apparent opponent has not swapped out. They might be weak to this. They have another Mud Boy in the back. It's Swampert, Shadow Swampert, looking to get up to this Earthquake, and it might be a bad time for the Greninja if the opponent can take out... No, they swap in the Registeel Trainer. Why? No! I mean, you have to, I guess, but if this is an Earthquake, this is bad. Earthquake, almost one-shots, and they're going to get some farm. This is now turning very bad. This is turning very bad. The opponent going to be able to get to a Hydro Cannon. This probably does enough because it's Greninja. No! Oh, Greninja, buddy, no! Hydro Cannon's enough, and the Talon Flame's going to meet its demise because it's not getting to a move. This Hydro Cannon is going to be enough, and the opponent having a completely wacky AB. I don't even know what the third one was, but Swampert claps the cheekies off the Talon Flame. Oh, and unfortunately, it's over. Get into the next game, the opponent bringing the spice! Hitmonchan, dude! Oh, I love it. Dude, this is what I love about the lower ranked battles, is you see some wildly cool stuff. I love Hitmonchan It's such a fun Pokemon to run despite how badly statted it is for the PvP. But the opponent staying in here means they could be weak in the back to the Talon Flame, and they went and shielded up. We went and shielded up the possible Thunder Punch. The opponent just letting it go here. I would have probably gone personally for the Flame Charge, because if they shield, you're doing more damage with the Incinerates, and if they don't shield, you take them out anyway. We're going to go for the fly here. The opponent has the energy on their Pelipper almost for a Hurricane, but Greninja able to get there just in time to force the opponent to shield up. And now we're going to see if the opponent wants to bait with that Weather Ball. We're going to shield up a potential Hurricane. Love to see it. Is the opponent full sending? No, they'd go for the Weather Ball, the cheeky bait. But now they're just going for Weather Ball. You got to go for the Hurricane, man. Just don't Weather Ball a Greninja, because now the Greninja can go for even more energy, knowing that it doesn't take that long to get to these Night Slashes. The opponent just letting it go. And they have a Bast. I am so here for this. Go Greninja, quickly! Registeel's in the back to absolutely shore up this matchup, but the opponent shields up. We're coming in with the Talon Flame just to play with our food a bit here. Talon Flame's going to be able to get to the Flame Charge. The opponent is not going to be able to shield anymore in this match because they've used them both, but that doesn't matter. Reginald Steele popping in, saying, "Hello, Basti, how are you today? I hope you like blasts." He's going to be the Danny DeVito. I started blasting, man. Here we go, Flamethrower. Who cares? Go for it. Go for it. Play with our food. Who's this? Reggie Steele says, "Basti who?" Oh, I got it. You know it's ready. Give it to me. Oh, yes! Yes! Beating a Bastion by itself is worth the price of admission. We get a bad lead here in the next game with a Goodra. Another core-breaking lead, but we're staying in this time. To go for the fly. The opponent will be able to make an Aqua Tail here before this Talon Flame is going to be able to get to it. But if they threw right away, the Talon Flame actually gets paced to the next fly very nicely here. The opponent, okay, we're saving the energy. The opponent, this could be a Thunder Punch, but we're calling that it's just the Aqua Tail. Opponent full sends the Thunder Punch, and Greninja's not even getting to move. The frame drops. Oh my goodness. At least we get to this. Okay, we get to the Night Slash. Once again, we are save swapping the Greninja here because the Registeel is the only hard answer, and we're kind of at least hoping that the opponent swaps out and tries to get some alignment, keeps the Goodra on the Talon Flame, so either they don't have an answer in the back for the Greninja, or they don't have an answer in the back for anything. Talon Flame quickly grabbing both shields here as it goes for this next fly. The opponent looking to double shield in this matchup and go for energy. This could be huge for Registeel. We have to see what they're going to have in the back. That's going to be the big thing here. Registeel can come in, potentially farm down this Goodra and shield once if it needs to, and have the energy to one-shot possibly something in the back. What's the opponent going to have? We're not even shielding this Aqua Tail here. Registeel's just 2. Think it's a Thunder Punch, does slightly more damage. If you have Goodra and you have Aqua Tail and Thunder Punch, you just have one move that you can use. Go for the Thunder Punch. It does slightly more damage than Aqua Tail on a per-hit basis, but we're going to get the attack drop. And are we getting to the Focus Blast before the opponent gets to the Shadow Ball? Is this Focus Blast going to be enough damage to knock out the Jellicent? Yes, it is. Who's in the back and who wants some? Oh, it's a Ferrothorn. We have been graced by Arceus himself to get the good leads here. We're going to shield up this Ferrothorn. We're going to go for the Focus Blast. Is the Focus Blast going to be enough? Because it needs to be. Otherwise, this next Power Whip is going to be enough to knock out. Focus Blast almost knocks out, but is this lock-on going to happen in time? The opponent tries to swap in the Goodra here, but that's giving the Registeel the farm it needs to get to the move in time, and that's a good game. Registeel taking that farm to the house with a Focus Blast, and we take the game. Well played. Getting into the next game, where we got Talon Flame against the Shadow Vic. Oh, baby, I love to see there better be a Bastiodon back there, please. Please, please. No, the opponent has an Umbreon playing a Pokemon that I haven't seen in the Great League in a long time. We're going for some energy before coming in with the Registeel, and I don't mind that because, honestly, Registeel with a Focus Blast, it's probably pretty close to KO range here. I know that Registeel's Focus Blast does a significant amount of damage. We're going for the Zap Cannon, though, to try and get the attack drop and maybe a shield. If the opponent shields us, that would be great. And they do. Calling the shield and getting the attack drop. What more could you ask for from a Registeel, honestly? We go and take this Dark Pulse now. The opponent could fire another Dark Pulse off. Registeel is sitting absolutely pretty in this matchup. I definitely want to go for the Focus Blast now in case the opponent does want to let this go. If they do let this go, then oh, they come in with a Quagsire. We're going for the Focus Blast anyway here. but Greninja's in a good spot to be able to do some damage here. Greninja could swap in, the opponent not having the care to shield that Focus Blast because they're already down a shield. We're going to shield up the Greninja here. The opponent going for that Mud Bomb. Mud Bomb's going to get the shield, and that's okay because the Night Slash is going to be reached here before the opponent can get to another, and the Night Slash could get the shield here. Now the opponent's going to put it all on the back of this. It's over, dude. You're going to put it on the back of the Shadow Vic when it's aligned to the Talon Flame, and I have bad news for you, trainer. That Shadow Vic is not going to have a good time here. Unfortunately, one Incinerate is going to destroy this victory bell, but the opponent still has the Talon Flame, and now we are in a bit of a pickle here. The Talon Flame is going to have to throw energy here. The opponent has the Dark Pulse. We're going to need at least 2 or 3 moves to knock out here, unless the opponent shields this and the, okay, so they shield this. That means the next move could be enough, and that boost means everything. The opponent, maybe if they hadn't shielded that, it might have been enough for them not to get knocked out, but these Incinerates are going to make up the difference here. And Talon Flame, oh, come on, let me have it, man. Let me have the Vic getting burned to the ground. Come on. Getting into the next game here, we got a G-Weezy on the lead here. Pretty decent lead for Talon Flame, and the opponent comes in with an Alolan Marowak, and they are going to come in with the Greninja. The opponent does not have a chance here, as not Bone Club, not Shadow Ball, not Fire Blast threatens this Greninja right now in the least. Going for the Night Slash here. The opponent would be very, very silly to shield this after getting hard countered with a Greninja, and they don't, but that's going to give the opponent the opportunity now. Instead of throwing the Hydro Cannon through the Night Slash, which does less damage, they're going to get that Bone Club, but now the opposing Pokemon that comes in after this will get less farm, and Greninja's getting to a move anyway. So we're in a good spot here. Talon Flame sitting in the back, waiting for that Weezing to come back in because it knows that with the shield advantage or the HP that goes off of this Hydro Cannon, it's going to have a good time. And now we're going to try to reach it, but it's not enough. Not able to get to the Hydro Cannon. Talon Flame's going to come back in, and the opponent throws on, unfortunately, not good timing here, allowing this. Oh my goodness, it was an overheat. Oh, and they have a Greninja of their own, but that's okay now because we have the Registeel, which can, as long as we get the shield with 100 energy, you're getting the shield here, or we're just gonna go ahead and go for more fast moves. The opponent not respecting the damage. Maybe they were trying to call the Flame Charge here, but honestly, Talon Flame's gonna do fine. Registeel gets to come in and deal with this Weezing. The opponent concedes the game because they know it's over, and that's a good game. Well played. Oh, got some Q times in the next one. Nope, there we go. All right. Getting into the final game here, we got Talon Flame. Wigglytuff is going to burn. Yes, it is. I'm happy to see this right here. Yes, thank you. Wiggles is weak in the back as well. They are not swapping out of this lead matchup, and that means Talon Flame's going to town, baby. Oh, yes. Registeel in the back as well in case the opponent had an answer, but they're shielding up the Flame Charge. The opponent is egregiously weak to Talon Flame. Talon Flame's getting to another move here. The opponent throwing on alignment, losing this charge attack priority tie to the Talon Flame, and they're giving up their final shield in order to get this. Excuse me, Wiggly. You are about to have a very bad day. Whatever's in the back doesn't matter. Opponent not even looking to see what's in the back. They're triple weak to the Talon Flame. Greninja doesn't even need to do anything except sit there and cheer on the Talon Flame for moral support. I'm very, very sad we didn't see any Greninja boost sweeps, but seeing Greninja be able to manhandle so many Pokemon in this meta is refreshing because I love Greninja. It's one of my favorite Pokemon to use in PvP alongside things like Skeletor. So thank you very much once again, CoolWixie, for the fun battles. I hope y'all appreciated the battles and had fun with me as I got to lose my mind over some of the games here. So that's going to do it for me for today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. We're going to catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.